Welcome all. Today I am here with Director of Chakravarti IS Academy. I am here to interact with Sir regarding essay orientation. So let me ask you, Sir, the very first question. We have been writing essay since school days. How is writing essay in UPSC different from writing essays in schools?
Yes, welcome, Prashik. It's a very important question. In the school days, the essays that you have written were mostly narrative, like a village fair, or a reflective essay, like your first day in school or last summer vacation. So, basically, in those essays, they try to understand your language skill and your understanding. So in those essays, essay was a part of the entire paper. But in civil services examination, particularly in UPSC Mains, essay is a complete paper. Only essay you are writing there. Okay, and no, it is not only language, but they also want to understand a candidate's perceptions about different issues, different subject matters. So, by twisting the wording of the topic or language of the essay topic, the recruitment agency actually tries to understand a person's aptitude, perceptions, attitude. So all these things are required along with language skill and writing skill. So therefore, even though in both the places it is essay writing, but these two are never similar things.
Your institute conducts essay orientation course regularly as it is visible from your Telegram channel. So can you please explain the purpose and structure of the course?
Yeah, the course started actually accidentally when one of my students, a girl who came and told me that she attended a 21-day long course on essay. I was very shocked. Okay, for me, the first thing is that UPSC candidates' time and energy is very important. Neither that should be overused, nor that should be underused. Now, if somebody gives around 63 hours or around a month for learning how to write good essay, that may be too much. So I sat on it, worked on it, and finally developed an 8-day essay course module, which is roughly around 20 hours. And, I gradually developed a course material which contains basics of essay writing, and then over a dozen model essays, and then, reviews of previous year's UPSC essays from 2018, so that how the decoding, how to understand the essay topics, that is there. Then I have included plenty of over hundreds, of quotations and topics. And then also there are other materials in that book. And, many of the, candidates have attended this course over the years. And definitely many of them have also gone to write UPSC Mains. And they told me that they did not find any problem with the essay paper. And they were happy with the essay course also. So essay course is also suiting those who are fresher. So they learn how to write good essay, and those who have already gone to mains, for them it helps to improve the quality or standard of the essay. So it is actually benefiting different kind of candidates in different ways. I make the whole course very interactive. I don't go for any theoretical sessions like what is gender justice, what is philosophy, what is environment. I don't go for that. I bank upon a candidate's educational background, socialization process, observation, and also experience in life. And then I go for a lot of exercises all these 8 days in different ways. So finally, after 8 days, they find that they are feeling much confident to write good essays, and many of them have appeared in mains essays, and they have performed very well. So therefore, I would say that these 8 days module, which is roughly around 20 hours, have worked very well, and I think that is sufficient.
This is really very exciting, sir. Isn't it your institute conducts mains test series too?
Yes, yes, we conduct test series. Other than that, 20 hours around the course, we also have test series where a person will have to enroll minimum for 5 tests, and all tests have 8 essay topics as it is in UPSC format, and they write that. But one mandatory thing is there. One has to enroll for minimum 5 tests.
Are the essay writing course and the test series available both in offline online mode?
Yes, yes, they are indeed.
Okay, thank you. One more question, sir. As observed from Quora and other social media platforms, it is observed that aspirants who are aiming for 2024 civil service examination, they are much more worried about essay. So, what are your suggestions for them?
Yeah, there is a wrong concept that you must have first huge knowledge and then only you can start writing. I don't subscribe to this kind of view because knowledge is a relative subject. All through your life you'll have to get knowledge, and knowledge gathering will never be stopped. And since whole life will be devoted only to gather knowledge, therefore you will never start writing essay. I don't think that it is a practical, it is feasible. So on the other side, I find that all the UPSC candidates are postgraduates. They are sincere, diligent, and very, very, hardworking. So I would suggest that from the very first stage of their preparation for UPSC, they should also start preparing for essay writing. Okay, so whole learning process is very slow. And particularly when it's a civil services examination like UPSC mains, then the competition is very tough, and therefore they should, start preparing from the very first stage because they'll have to go to the competition level.
Thank you for your crucial insights on that, sir. Again, one more question pops up in my mind in between the interaction that many a times candidates are much more into their general studies preparation and optional preparation. Sir, please give us the valuable insights on how can a candidate allocate his time while preparing for essay topics.
Yeah, this is a good question. Finally, what you want to argue, Prashik, is that essay should get only residual time of UPSC candidate. I strongly oppose it. I disagree with it. I would rather say that essay should be part of your preparation from the very first day. It should be integral part of it. I would rather suggest that if it is possible, one should go, essay writing course at this stage so that they understand the technicalities and what ought to do and what not to do. If for any reason undergoing a training course is not possible, at least they should start preparation from that stage. And I would suggest 3 steps for this. First, you do decoding of essay topic 1 in every day. That means in 30 days you can decode around 30 topics, or I would say rather you do more so that 40, 50, 60 you can complete in a month's time. And it will take hardly 10 minutes to decode a topic. So I think that even in your very tight schedule, 10 minutes can be carved out. And then after 5, 6, 7 decoding, then you start developing framework. Okay. And framework will take another maybe 15 minutes. So, once in a week, one framework, I think that is possible. That means, more than 4 framework development is possible by a candidate in a month. Along with that, once you are comfortable little bit with framework development and decoding, you also start writing introduction, which will, is around 150 words or so. So you start writing introduction. Don't be tempted to write the full essay on the very first day. It will not help you. So once you are comfortable with introduction, then you go for the full essay writing, and you write only 2 or 3 introduction in a month. Now, if you continue it for 1, 2 months or 3 months, in the beginning stage, that 2-3 months is not a very big time. So that you get full command, then you go for a full essay writing, and that will help you a lot. And if possible at this stage, you try to see that if there is a mentor can be your senior who has already gone to mains, or a mentor can be anybody whom you like to be a mentor, but the selection is important. But definitely I would prefer that the person who has been engaged in UPSC coaching, on orienting, on essay, conducting test series, those kind of person will be always a better preference for.
So you have really made very convenient for the aspirants to think about the essay preparation very diligently. So it is said that practice makes man perfect, but that perfection can be bettered at the time of pressures. Can you please explain what mistakes a candidate make while actually attempting UPSC essay paper?
Yeah, so as I told you earlier, that major problem that I find in majority of the candidates, they cannot even do decoding properly. Once they cannot decoding, either they term it as tough or they term it as philosophy. And this is absolutely wrong. You learn decoding, and after that, if you find really, UPSC has given some essay which, it's so invincible, then you come to that conclusion. But because of your poor preparation, you cannot start propagating wrongly, against a recruitment agency. So actually, what happens that a majority of the candidates, they fail to understand the, expectation and demands of the topic. And you tell me, if you don't understand that what this topic actually expecting from me, how can you write a good essay? And this happens not because of any gap of talent, but only gap of practice. Because you are overconfident that I'll manage essay. Don't go for this kind of attitude. That will be very harmful.
Would you explain us what aspects need to be included in the framework?
Yeah, framework is actually is a roadmap, is a beacon light. Okay. Now framework will give you all the various dimensions or which can be covered under this particular essay topic. And then after getting the coverage area, you select 7-8 topics, 7-8 areas on which you will be focusing upon, you will be concentrating upon. In that case, there will be a sequence, and also your essay will be more focused. Okay. Then whether essay will be going in a persuasive mode, or in an argumentative mode, or in a narrative mode, or there will be a combination of all these, or two of them, and which way that combination will come, who will be taking the first lap and who will be taking the next lap. So all things framework will decide. Not only that, framework will also tell you what are the quality addition can be, like which quotation can be given, whose quotation would be better. So all these actually framework will be including, and a framework preparation will take hardly 10 minutes time if you really prepare. It's not that all that I am saying will take huge time. Entire thing, I have shown students that can be finished by 7 or 8 minutes time. And that will make your essay go very well, and it will not allow that essay to be deviated because you know that what to write upon. Then you develop your analysis on them. Okay, and also in the framework you include other components like which quotation should go, or any other value addition that you want to make. So that way a framework has to be done. Okay, so framework is a serious exercise, and framework also saves your time to write the actual essay. You have to remember one thing, that all essays will have 3 basic structures, that is introduction, main body, and conclusion. Introduction and main body has also different stages, and that stages to be followed, and one should be clear about that. Now, introduction has a purpose, main body has a purpose, and conclusion has a purpose. And that purpose one must know, and that must reflect in the essay writing. So very often I find in these areas there is a lot of gaps, a lot of incompleteness, a lot of quality issues involved. In that case, tell me that how one can get a very good number.
So towards the end of the session, one last question. Every year we see through the mark sheets available online that there is not a huge gap in between the candidates who secure 300 plus rank. So can you please explain that this gap can be filled by essay?
Yeah, certainly. I find this kind of candidates every year. There are many candidates who crack civil service exam, but finally their marks in essay is 100, 110. Now imagine if instead of 100, 110, if they have got 130 or 40, how much ahead they could take their ranking, and they could secure a much better position this way. And also similarly, many of the candidates, very potential candidates, they miss UPSC Mains qualifying list only for 20, 25 marks. So if essay gives them little more marks, then they will have high chance to be, in the qualifying list. So in that way, essay paper has to be taken very seriously, and it can really, help you in a big way. Getting or securing 120 marks essay is not a very ambitious target. There are, many candidates who get 130 plus very comfortably. Many of the candidates who have attended my course and are undergone test series under me, they have also secured 130 plus. So therefore, I would not say that they are extra talented, but I would say that because of their methodic practice, systematic practice, they have secured this position.
In this connection, we aspirant community would be very happy to know your reaction on the very popular view that UPSC now from 2018 has been giving much more philosophical topic, and those topics are not only philosophical but tough one. Every year aspirants undergo mains test series under your guidance. What is your view towards this feeling?
Yeah, it is a very, very relevant question. But actually, you have clubbed many questions in these particular, many issues in these particular questions. And let me see that how I can, address them. Firstly, that UPSC has been giving very tough topics or all philosophical topics is not correct. I really don't subscribe this view. What UPSC has been doing, they are very intelligently crafting essay topics by including, by incorporating words very, very thoughtfully. And that I really appreciate. And you tell me that you are targeting to be the topmost level of the Indian civil staff or Indian bureaucratic institution. Now, if a recruitment agency is trying to test your capability, skill, and how you understand the complex situations by twisting the language or wording of an essay, what is wrong in that? So I don't think that they are doing anything wrong, but due to your problem in practice, you find them tough or philosophical. Secondly, you would also agree with me, Prashik, that any UPSC candidate's normal expectation is 120 in essay paper. Okay. There are also people who expect more, but 120 is a standard expectation. Now, what is these 120 numbers? It is sometimes even greater than what one score in one of the papers of optional subject, and sometimes it is much more than all the GS papers or majority of the GS papers. Now, if you are expecting that high return from essay paper, now you calculate how much time you are giving. Now you are giving least time, your residual time. That means after completing everything, then you go for essay. Sometimes you casually write couple of essays. Don't you think that if you expect that much support from essay paper, then you must also take the paper very seriously and work on it very seriously. I think there is a gap between expectation and your investment of time and practice for that. There is a time when candidates used to get very high number in essay, 160, 70, even above that. In those days, only because of very good number in essay, they used to qualify in mains and sometimes even crack civil service exam. Now, if the recruitment agency does not want to allow it anymore, and they find that there should be a balanced performance in all the other papers, so what is wrong in that?
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Nowadays, getting 140 marks in UPSC's essay paper is very tough and challenging. Is it purposefully, sir? Can you please explain?
See, I am not, qualified enough to comment on an agency like UPSC. Neither I want to see any purpose in their methodology. I would rather see in a different way that why the number is not going upward, and that is where my third observation comes. I find that UPSC candidates are not taking essay seriously. Sometimes they practice very inconsistent manner. Their method is not correct, and they just write sometimes some essays. Even it happens that candidates come to me just 1.5 months before mains and say that I like to write only 2 tests or 3 tests, and with that 2-3 tests that person wants to go to mains and expects 120. Don't you think that competition will not allow to get that number? And if they get very low number, and then how can they qualify? See, don't you agree with me that if you expect that essay should give you number, or if the essay paper becomes a determining paper for your for qualifying in the mains or in the final exam, then don't you think that it also requires a lot of investment, lot of sincere effort? Sometimes it is unfortunate that in spite of practicing consistently, some of the candidates don't get their expected number, they get less number. But that is exception. There can be several factors for that. Okay, so merely you have practiced, therefore you will get number. Don't come to that simplistic conclusion. There can be many other barriers which a candidate may face in the exam hall or just before the exam. So there can be many factors behind that. But that is definitely unfortunate. This is also true that when those candidates who are not well prepared and they go to the exam hall and they cannot understand the essay topic, they could not decode, then a whisper starts that all are philosophical topic, all are tough topic, and I don't think that is correct. You go to my SN Chakrabarti YouTube channel, and there you will find that the review of all UPSCs from 2018 are available. And you will see that many of the topics are actually not philosophical. They are simple topics, okay, and they can be written if you practice. So if you know decoding, and then I can again and again assure you, then definitely you will be writing very good essay.
Sir, but some experts have constantly been propagating the idea that since 2018, philosophical essays are dominating the essay paper. Is it true?
I have heard about that. Yeah, but I don't want to make a comment on this. But definitely, my position will be that I will not do this. Okay, because many candidates are depending on my view and opinion. Therefore, I will not be in hurst to say that all are philosophical, all are tough, or all are non-philosophical. I will not be in hurst. I will give a reasonable consideration, thoughts, and then I will air my view. So that is my position, because candidates are watching YouTube, and if they are misguided, that can be very harmful, that can be very demotivating for them, so discouraging for them. So definitely I should not be the reason for their demotivation or harm. So therefore I will not definitely go in that. What actually UPSC has been doing is not giving tough topic or philosophical topic. What they are doing, they are mixing thematic with ethics, and thematics with narrative, ethics with narrative. A lot of different kind of combinations they are doing. In that case, maybe an essay partly requires a thematic approach, partly an ethical approach, partly maybe a narrative approach. And if UPSC expects that these kind of things UPSC candidates must do and they must perform this way, I personally don't see anything wrong in that. And UPSC candidates should be ready for all kind of situations. Sometimes the word which apparently looks like philosophical or ethical, like privilege, principle, morality, values, when they see that word in the essay, they immediately term it as philosophical. But you tell me, who has said that if there is a word called philosophical, it has to be essentially philosophical? If there is a term called principle or value, then that topic will be essentially philosophical. Don't you think that this is wrong? Okay, even in a thematic topic, a word like principle can be added, because this is a neutral word. Okay, sometimes it can have a philosophical or ethical connotation, sometimes it may have a narrative or thematic connotation. So, therefore, by seeing the word and you are branding the essay as philosophical is not the right thing. Better, I would say, you keep on decoding, practice it, and you will see that in the exam hall, you will not see essay topics as so tough. And definitely, once you decode, properly, then you will see that your score in essay is going higher. There are plenty of topics in every year which I find simple, and any serious candidate can really attempt them and get good marks.
Sir, what about marks then?
Regarding the marks, okay. Now, you cannot say that everybody is getting low marks. Okay, it is not correct. Maybe many candidates are getting low marks, but there are also many candidates who are getting very high marks. There are many candidates who I know personally. Either they have come to me or I know other way, and many of them are getting 130 plus, nearing 140, even 140 plus. So therefore, I would not say that everybody is getting low. And those who are getting low, I find there is not for everybody, but for majority of them, there is a reason behind it.
Towards the end of this interaction, we have gained much more from the experience of such a senior faculty. We are really happy, sir, to interact with you and get to learn much more things from your experience, your teaching, and your own personal insights into this entire preparation stages. Hope you find this discussion very interesting and important. If you want to be in touch with the institute, please join our Telegram channel at Chakravarti IS Academy. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you very much.